So, good evening, everyone. Today's session is about coverage of paper one. Okay, so how we plan to cover paper one in this program. Now, for paper one, we have devoted 3 months. Okay, so 3 months for paper one, and we will try to cover topics 1 to 5 in the first 2 months. That is a strategy because, as you know, the topic 4, which is sociological thinkers, it requires depth in understanding, and that is why we are devoting at least 1 month for paper 1 topic 4. Okay, so these are the topics that we plan to cover this month, that is July. So first 3 topics are easy, I believe, and mostly you are going to require not much of understanding, but mainly you will require memorization. Okay, so these are memory based topics, and you will be able to cover these topics very quickly. For these topics, the material also will not be very diverse. Okay, you can refer to any material, but of course it will be supplemented by our material also. And then we have thinkers. So for thinkers, the 6 thinkers that are in the syllabus, these are known as the major thinkers. Now, apart from these major thinkers, there are other thinkers also. Okay, we call them minor thinkers because their names figure as mostly as critiques or some small contribution that they have made. But these 6 major thinkers, we need to have them on our tips. Okay, and we start with the founders, right? Karl Marx, Durkheim. So these topics we plan to cover this month. For August, we have the remaining thinkers, which is Max Weber, Talcott Parsons, Robert Merton, Mead. These will require understanding, but we believe that you will be able to understand and write answers also on all these topics. And then we start off with the social institutions, the structure of society, and we start with stratification and mobility. So, from this chapter, the application part of the thinkers will begin. So, whatever we have studied till topic 4, that we will be applying from this particular topic, right? And then the final topics, which majorly consist of social institutions in general, work and economy, then we have politics, religion, kinship. So these tell us about the structure of society, what are the major social institutions, and how we are going to apply the thinkers in these topics. Now, in these topics, you will realize that current affairs will also figure. Okay, they may not ask you directly, but still you need to have them in your mind so that you can add value to your answer. Because what happens that in theory everyone writes the same content, but the difference is seen mainly in the value addition, how you are able to apply those theories to these particular concepts, and whether you see them in the world or in Indian society. Now you must also know that though paper 1 and paper 2 they are separate, yet you can see that the examiner also wants to know how you are applying these theories, the fundamentals on India. Okay, and sometimes they will also ask India specific questions in paper 1, right? So this means that they want you to know how you are going to apply these theories, or what is the relevance, right? This word you're going to see it very often. So relevance of these theories in contemporary society. So when you are talking about contemporary society, naturally India comes first. Okay, we have to, as Indians, we need to know how these theories are relevant today. Now, talking about these topics, work and economy, this is very important from UPSC point of view. Okay, so every year they will ask questions from these topics. Now, you must have heard about informal labor, people who do not have a proper structure of labor. That means they are not a part of organized labor. Organized means they do not have a 9 to 5 job, maybe. They do not have the perks or bonuses which are given to public and private sectors. Okay. So these people, although they don't come in the formal sector, but gradually what is happening is that their number is increasing. Okay, their number is increasing, and they are mainly related to the service sector, although their work hours are not fixed. So for UPSC, this is a very interesting topic, and they will ask every year. This year also, they could ask maybe something related to gig workers or informal sector, how it is growing, and in India, what is the situation? Are they satisfied? And what steps do we need to take? Right? So, this is very important. And here also, we are going to give you some snippets of current affairs so that you can relate this with the theory. Okay. So, what will happen is that when you start relating everything, when you learn how to prepare mind maps, okay, or brainstorm on these topics, then whatever question comes in the exam, you will be able to attempt. Okay. So, this I would consider it as a bit dynamic, right? Similarly, politics and society. Yes, we have theories, it is given here, but when we talk of the application part, all these topics, okay, bureaucracy or politics, democracy, anything related to citizenship and social movements, very important. So, this is also a sort of dynamic topic and a favorite topic of UPSC. Okay, so here also we need to know the current trends, what is happening in the world, in India, so that you can add more content to your answer and you can make your answer different from other aspirants. Okay. In religion and society, also, theory is there, but again, there is a bit of dynamic aspect because what is happening, the impact of religion, we can see that it is decreasing, right? People are becoming less religious. They are more becoming more scientific, or they want to be rational beings. They want to have more freedom. They don't want to go for organized religion. Okay. So people are having more number of choices. Okay. So how does it impact society? What is happening because of decline in the influence of religion? Okay. This is also important because it is seen mainly in the new generation, the youth, because now there is no rule book. Nobody tells them what to do, what not to do. So, how do they conduct their lives? Is there anything which takes the place of ethics? Right? So, this is also important, and you should know the trends, the conflicts which are happening, and the dilemma, the confusion that a youth experiences, because now there is no one to tell them what to do. Okay. Then this is another topic, kinship. Although this topic looks very small, but it is not so. Okay. Here there are few static parts. You should know the definition, the types and forms, but mainly contemporary trends are very important. Contemporary trends means, for example, we are seeing the influence of the LGBTQIA plus, right? What is happening to kinship because of them? Okay, how families are changing, new types of families are coming up, new types of marriages are coming up, and what is happening to equality, what is happening to division of labor. Because earlier we knew that father, his job was earning livelihood, mother would take care of the family, right? But now, because of these new types of relationship, this change is being observed in the sexual division of labor. Okay, so this also keeps coming in the news, and you need to keep an eye on this, right? So these are the four social institutions which are very important from UPSC point of view, and they like to ask some twisted questions, okay, which means more current affairs oriented questions. Then we have social change, okay, because ultimately whatever change we are seeing in the structure, in the social institutions, that is social change. Social change means anything which is happening in society over a long period of time. Okay, it is not something impulsive but going on over a period of time, right? Here we have theories for these two: social change, development dependency. These are dynamic topics because now you can see the influence of AI. Okay, it is impacting in a positive way, but again, we see negative impact also. We have so many fake pictures coming up, right? We have morphing nude images coming up. So, how do we protect society when it is changing too fast, right? So, here also you will see that apart from theory, focus should be on the current affairs. Okay, so you will have to read at least a bit some newspaper. I would prefer the Hindu because it tells the trends or the mindset of the UPSC question setter. Okay, so the newspaper, if you don't like the Hindu, then you can read the Indian Express, no issues. Okay, so any of the two, try to read them. Other newspapers, they are mainly focusing on other areas also, miscellaneous areas, so that would not be very advisable. Okay, so either of this, the Hindu or Indian Express, mainly headlines, very important, or keep a track of social issues, right? Because it is going to give you the trends in society. Now, for paper one, there are many books which people read. Okay, people will read Nitin Sangwan or any coaching material. They might also read Ignu, Haralambus, either blue or orange Haralambus, right? Then we have thinkers, we have some chapters, then Anthony Giddens. Now, what we have done is that whenever we are going up by topic, every topic, let's say, okay, so we give explainers. Now, these explainers are on the basis of topics 1 to 6. That means these pointers, right, these sources. So, what we have done is we have taken out whatever is relevant and we share them as a part of explainers. So, whenever a topic is shared with you, then you will get an explainer of that topic and questions on that topic. So, for every day, you will have at least two questions or for every subtopic. Okay, subtopic means, for example, topic one is sociology, the discipline. Then the first subtopic will be modernity and social change. Then B will be sociology, scope and other social sciences. C will be sociology and common sense. So, for every subtopic, we are going to give you two questions. If the subtopic is large, then maybe 2 into 2, 4 questions. We want to give you the idea of writing 10 marker and 20 marker. So, for 10 marks, you have 2 pages, you must be knowing. For 20 marks, 3 pages. Okay. For 10 marks, you need to write 150 words. Now, depending on your handwriting, let's say it's of average height, then what we can do is we have 2 pages. Okay. So, we ask you to write at least 1.5 page, considering that one page is 100 words. Okay. But if your handwriting is large, then naturally it will cover entire 2 pages. Okay. So this is how you are going to practice answer writing. Similarly, for 20 marks, you have 3 pages. Okay. Then the ideal strategy is to write at least 2.5 pages because it is 250 words. But again, if it is large your handwriting, then naturally you will be covering the entire 3 pages. Now, usually we observe that students they will write 150 words very comfortably. Okay, they don't find any problem in covering these many pages. But the problem occurs when they have to write 250 words, okay, 20 marks. Then the problem comes because suddenly they feel that they don't have that much content. So, here what we suggest is increase your length of the introduction as well as the conclusion. Okay, this takes care of one part. Then introduce or insert figures. Insert figures and write critique. So this takes care of the extra pages and you are able to give a holistic view to the answer. Because in 20 marks, what happens is that the keyword does not make much of a difference. For example, the keyword says you need to discuss something. Okay. So they have not asked you to write the critique. But from a sociological perspective, a sociologist needs to have a holistic understanding. So, a critique would add value to your answer and would also appeal the examiner, right? So, this is how you are going to tackle 20 marks, and the main challenge will be 20 marks. 10 marker, you won't have that much of an issue. You will be able to complete your answer. Okay. Does anyone have any doubt? You can unmute yourself and speak. Okay. So I think this
हेलो
is it. Yes, yes. Huh.
मैम सेक्शनल टेस्ट कब होंगे और किसके अकॉर्डिंग होंगे लाइक वो भी
देखिए,
इंक्लूडेड है ना आई थिंक
हाँ, सेक्शनल टेस्ट में क्या होगा? टॉपिक वाइज होगा, ठीक है? यूजुअली दिस इज माय प्रेफर्ड स्ट्रेटजी. टॉपिक्स 1 2 3 का एक सेक्शनल टेस्ट होगा, ठीक है? टॉपिक 4 का एक होगा, बिकॉज टॉपिक 4 में 6 थिंकर्स है तो हमें ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस चाहिए होता है. टॉपिक्स 5 6 7 एक होगा और टॉपिक्स 8, 9, 10 का एक होगा, ठीक है। तो 4 सेक्शनल टेस्ट आपके होंगे पेपर 1 में, ठीक है।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, हाँ। और किसी को कोई डाउट है पेपर 1 का स्ट्रैटेजी में?
नो मैम।
हेलो मैम।
यस, बोलिए।
मैम एक्चुअली एक डाउट, मतलब डाउट क्या, प्रॉब्लम फेस भी मैं कर रहा हूँ। जैसे मैम थिंकर्स
हाँ।
वाला आपने बताया कि वो स्टैटिक पार्ट, मेजोरिटी जो 1 to 5 टॉपिक्स है वो स्टैटिक पार्ट रहता है, लेकिन मैम जो
हाँ।
रीसेंट क्वेश्चंस जो आ रहे हैं वो कई बार जैसे उसके कंटेम्प्रेरी रेलिवेंस के बारे में पूछ लेते हैं। फॉर
यस,
एग्जांपल कि
बिल्कुल।
एलियनेशन का कंटेम्प्रेरी क्या एग्जांपल है, और फिर मैम जैसे
हम्म।
टॉपर्स कॉपीज जो होती हैं तो उसमें वो
हम्म।
हर एक आर्ग्यूमेंट के बाद एक एग्जांपल देते हैं, तो वो चीज कहीं मतलब मिस आउट करती है। मतलब मैंने पहले भी अलग अलग सोर्सेज रेफर किए थे, लेकिन उसमें
हम्म।
ये चीज लिंकेज एक मिसिंग रहता है करंट वाले के साथ।
देखिए, कंटेम्प्रेरी रेलेवेंस तो सबका हम आपको देने ही वाले हैं, राइट, बिकॉज वो जरूरी है। ये बहुत ही फेवरेट हो गया है ना। लेकिन आप एग्जाम्पल्स बोल रहे हैं, वो कंटेम्प्रेरी रेलेवेंस से रिलेटेड है या कैसे एग्जाम्पल्स आप बता सकते हैं?
यस मैम, मतलब जैसे रेलिवेंस वाले में तो आते ही है कंटेम्प्रेरी वाले क्वेश्चंस,
हम्म।
और हर एक जैसे आर्ग्यूमेंट के बाद भी एक एग्जांपल उनके पास रहते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे AGIL वाली थ्योरी है, तो फिर वो हर
हम्म।
एक ए के बाद फिर GIL, तो सब में एक एक पॉइंट, मतलब वो रेलिवेंस उसका कोई ना कोई एक मतलब एग्जांपल ऐड करते हैं, तो वो चीज कहीं ना कहीं बुक्स वगैरह में भी मिसिंग रहती है।
एग्जाम्पल्स थियोरीज को लेकर के,
यस मैम। यस मैम।
है ना। ओके ओके, ठीक है, तो ये हम ऐड कर देंगे इफ यू रिक्वायर इट, ठीक है।
यस, थैंक यू मैम।
ओके, और कोई दिक्कत किसी को है?
मैम एक ये चीज पूछना था कि लाइक
हम्म।
मेरा बेसिक सोर्स जो है मैंने नितिन सांगवान बना रखा है, उसके बाद आप
हम्म।
बता रहे हो कि आप नोट्स प्रोवाइड करोगे, तो
हम्म।
उसके बाद कुछ और रेफर करना है या इट इज सफिशिएंट?
नहीं, देखिए, अगर आप आंसर लिख पाते, मेन बात क्या है, कोई भी सोर्स आप रेफर करें ना, उसको रिप्रोड्यूस कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं, राइट। तो आप ऐसा कर सकते हैं, पहले आप दूसरे सोर्सेज मत पढ़िए, जो भी आपका टॉपिक है ना, जो आपका सोर्स आपने नितिन सांगवान पढ़ा है उससे आप आंसर लिखने की कोशिश कीजिए, ठीक है। अगर मटेरियल कम पड़ रहा है, फिर आप दूसरे सोर्सेज में जाइए, ठीक है। तो स्ट्रैटेजी, जो पेपर 1 का स्ट्रैटेजी, आइडियल स्ट्रैटेजी ये होता है कि आप कोई बुक को कंप्लीट करने की कोशिश ना करें, ठीक है। जो क्वेश्चंस दिए जा रहे हैं, राइट, प्लस आपको लग रहा है कोई क्वेश्चन कवर नहीं है, PYQ में दिया हुआ है और आपको इंपॉर्टेंट लग रहा है, आप वो क्वेश्चन कीजिए, ठीक है। और उसके बाद में आप देखिए कि आपके पास जो मटेरियल है वो सफिशिएंट है या नहीं, है ना। तो क्वेश्चन आंसर बेस्ड अप्रोच पेपर 1 में आइडियल होता है,
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
ठीक है। बिकॉज जब आप आंसर लिखेंगे तो हो सकता है जब आप थिंकर्स करें ना, तो थोड़ी दिक्कत हो सकती है नितिन सांगवान के लिए, लेकिन फॉर अ बेस ये बेस्ट सोर्स ही माना जाता है अमंग द एस्पिरेंट्स। इवन टॉपर्स ने बुक रेकमेंड किया है कि अच्छी बुक है, लेकिन कई लोगों को पसंद नहीं आती है, ठीक है, डिफर्स फ्रॉम पर्सन टू पर्सन। बट अगर आप पढ़ लिए हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, आप रिवाइज करते रहिए उसको, ठीक है।
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
Any other doubt regarding paper 1 strategy? Any problems that you have faced, or anything that you want to be added? Okay, ठीक है। तो whenever you have any doubts ना, you can drop a message to deciphering sociology इस टेलीग्राम आईडी पे आप मैसेज कर सकते हैं, और अगर आपके पास व्हाट्सएप है तो व्हाट्सएप भी कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। और आंसर्स जो हम टारगेट्स है वो नेक्स्ट वीक से स्टार्ट करेंगे। नेक्स्ट सेशन जो होगा, ठीक है, परसों है, एंड वी विल ट्राई टू गिव यू अ शॉर्ट स्ट्रैटेजी ऑफ पेपर 2, ठीक है। बिकॉज पेपर 2 में दिक्कत आती है लोगों को, एंड पीपल फाइंड इट वेरी डिफिकल्ट समटाइम्स टू टैकल द क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है। तो ये वाला हम शॉर्ट में कवर कर लेंगे, तो एक बार स्ट्रैटेजी दिमाग में रहती है, देन यू कैन स्टार्ट ऑफ, ठीक है. एंड दोज हु हैव नॉट रिसीव्ड द करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन्स, ठीक है, तो आई विल सेंड देम टू यू, ठीक है, एंड यू कैन स्टार्ट रीडिंग ऑफ. और इसको मेमोराइज करने की जरूरत अभी नहीं है. मेन थिंग इज स्किम थ्रू इट, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द ट्रेंड, है ना, और ट्राई टू ब्रेनस्टॉर्म, get your minds working, which is very important in this exam. Okay. Okay, then we'll end this session now. Okay, thank you. Good night.